Okay, so when I say Reddit and stock market, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's probably meme stocks, chaos, you know the deal. But now that Reddit's public, with the ticker RDDT, we've got to ask, what's the actual business behind all that madness? Today, we're going to look past the meme to find out.
So, this is the big question, isn't it? Is Reddit a stable, compelling company you'd want to invest in for the long haul? Or is its stock just going to be another one of those super volatile memes? Let's dig in and see if we can figure that out. Before we can even begin to talk about where Reddit is going, we absolutely have to look at where it's been. Its reputation in the financial world was pretty much forged in the fire of one massive market-shaking event. That's right, the Gamestop saga. Look, it was an incredible story, a wild display of community power, no doubt about it, but it also created this huge misconception. It's kind of become a distraction from the fact that for almost 20 years, Reddit has been quietly building a much more substantial and maybe valuable foundation underneath it all.
So, if we're not supposed to think of it as a meme factory, how should we think about it? Well, the key is to stop seeing Reddit as just one chaotic website and start seeing it for what it really is, a massive, sprawling city made up of thousands of individual communities.
Yeah, the common view paints Reddit as this digital casino, a place you go to make these crazy, unpredictable bets. But honestly, that's not the right way to look at it at all. It's completely missing the point.
A much, much better analogy is to see it as a vast, self-organizing city. Every subreddit is like its own unique neighborhood. It's got its own culture, its own rules, its own purpose, and it's all thriving without some central planner telling everyone what to do.
And the foundation of this city, well, that's the real magic here. It's not built by the company, it's built by the users. Every single day, people on Reddit are generating this just astronomical amount of content across hundreds of thousands of active communities. That user-generated foundation, that is the core asset of the entire business.
Okay, a bustling city is awesome. But how does it pay the bills? How does this place actually make money? The answer is a pretty clever two-part engine that turns all of that human interaction into cold, hard revenue. So this engine, it basically runs on two cylinders. First, you have a surprisingly sophisticated advertising business, and second, you have this new and potentially massive opportunity in something called data licensing. Let's start with the ads.
The reason advertising on Reddit can be so powerful is baked right into its design. Users literally sort themselves into these hyper-specific interest groups. You want to reach people who are obsessed with gardening? Well, they're all hanging out in one place, openly talking about their passion. This lets brands join a conversation instead of just interrupting one, which can make the ads here incredibly effective.
And all that conversation, all that human opinion, that leads us to the second part of the engine, data licensing. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single day, Reddit is capturing this massive, unfiltered stream of what people are thinking, feeling, and talking about. For companies that are training AI models or just trying to spot the next big cultural trend, this raw data is a goldmine. It's a brand new way for Reddit to make money, and the potential is enormous.
So that's the engine running things today. But, when a company goes public, it's all about the future. It's all about growth. So what's Reddit's game plan for getting bigger?
The strategy really boils down to three key areas. First, they want to take this city and make it global, expanding way beyond North America. Second, they're focused on improving the infrastructure. Making the mobile app better, adding video features, improving search. And third, and this one is crucial, they're trying to find ways for the citizens, the actual content creators, to get paid. That encourages even better stuff, which keeps people coming back.
So we've seen the powerful community, we've seen the business model, and we've seen the plan for growth. But when you put it all together, it actually presents a real dilemma for any potential investor. Because for every major upside, there's a pretty significant challenge right there with it.
This is really the bull versus the bear case in a nutshell. The bulls, the optimists, they're going to point to that incredible community moat that no one else can copy, the ad business that still has tons of room to grow, and, of course, that transformative potential of data licensing. But the bears, the skeptics, they're going to fire right back and point to Reddit's history of not being profitable, the huge and expensive challenge of content moderation, and the constant risk of ticking off the very users who create all the value in the first place.
Which brings us right back to the final, most critical question. That passionate, independent, and sometimes chaotic community is without a doubt Reddit's greatest asset. It's the engine behind everything, the content, the data, the engagement. But that exact same independence could also be its biggest risk. And how the company manages that tension, well, that's ultimately going to determine the future of RDDT as a stock.